Did you know that regular oil changes are crucial for keeping your motorcycle's engine running smoothly, and that simple mistakes can lead to serious damage? From using the wrong oil type to overfilling and forgetting to replace the drain plug, these errors can cause overheating, poor lubrication, and premature wear. In today's video, we'd look at 14 costly oil change mistakes you need to avoid to help extend your bike's lifespan. So, stick around as we'd share tips on how to improve your bike's performance and save you from expensive repairs down the road. Number 1. Using the wrong oil type. Using the wrong oil for your motorcycle is like putting diesel fuel in a gasoline car. It just doesn't work right. Motorcycles need specific oils because they work differently from cars. Motorcycle engines run hotter and at higher speeds than car engines. In many bikes, the same oil has to lubricate the engine, transmission, and clutch. Using car oil in a motorcycle can make your clutch slip because car oils contain special ingredients that reduce friction. While that's good for cars, it's terrible for motorcycle clutches that need friction to work properly. Sport bikes usually need fully synthetic oils that can handle extreme heat, while cruisers might use different types. Always check your owner's manual to find out exactly what kind of oil your bike needs. The manual will tell you if you should use synthetic, semi-synthetic, or conventional oil, and what thickness or viscosity is right for your bike. Number 2. Ignoring oil thickness requirements. Oil thickness, called viscosity, is shown by numbers like 10W-40 or 20W-50. The first number tells how the oil flows when it's cold, and the second number shows how thick it stays when it's hot. Using oil with the wrong thickness can cause serious problems. If the oil is too thin, it won't protect moving parts well enough. If it's too thick, it might not reach all the important parts of the engine, especially when you first start your bike on cold days. The weather where you ride matters too. If you live somewhere cold, you might need oil that flows better at lower temperatures. In hot places, you might need oil that stays thicker at higher temperatures. The oil thickness that your bike manufacturer recommends has been carefully tested for your specific motorcycle. Using something different puts your engine at risk. Number 3. Waiting too long between oil changes. Many riders push their luck by going way past the recommended oil change schedule. This is like never changing your gym clothes. Eventually, things break down and get nasty. Motorcycle engines are especially hard on oil because they run hotter than cars, operate at higher speeds, often share oil between the engine, transmission, and clutch, and many don't have the advanced filtration systems that cars have. Even if your bike seems to be running fine, tiny metal particles, burned fuel byproducts, and chemical breakdown are reducing your oil's ability to protect your engine. By the time you notice problems like engine noise or reduced power, significant damage may have already happened. Most manufacturers suggest changing oil every 3,000 to 6,000 miles depending on your bike and the type of oil. Sport bikes usually need more frequent changes. Some newer bikes have oil quality sensors that might allow longer intervals, but these should be considered the absolute maximum, not your target. Number 4. Putting in too much oil. Some riders think that if some oil is good, more must be better. This is completely wrong and can seriously damage your engine. Overfilling your motorcycle's oil capacity can cause many problems, including increased pressure in the engine that leads to oil leaks, air bubbles in the oil that reduces effectiveness, increased drag on moving engine parts that reduces performance, oil being forced past piston rings into places it shouldn't go, fouled spark plugs, and blue smoke coming from your exhaust. On many motorcycles, checking the oil level correctly requires specific steps. The bike must be standing upright, not on the side stand, at the right temperature, either warm or cold depending on what your manual says, and settled for a few minutes after being turned off. Always follow your manual's instruction for checking oil levels. Add oil slowly, checking the level frequently to avoid going over the maximum mark. Number 5. Running with too little oil. While having too much oil is bad, not having enough is even worse. Low oil levels means parts aren't getting enough lubrication. The engine runs hotter. The oil pump might suck in air instead of oil. The oil breaks down faster because of higher heat, and in the worst case, your engine could seize up completely. Many riders don't check their oil regularly between scheduled changes. Motorcycles naturally use up some oil during normal riding through slight burning in the engine, especially in older bikes, normal evaporation through the ventilation system, and minor seepage at gaskets and seals. Make checking your oil level part of your pre-ride routine, especially before long trips. Learn to recognize the warning signs of low oil, including warning lights on your dashboard, unusual engine sounds, or higher engine temperatures than normal. Number 6. Not changing the oil filter. Changing the oil but keeping the old filter is like taking a shower but putting on dirty clothes afterwards. It just doesn't make sense. The oil filter catches contaminants including metal particles from normal engine wear, burned fuel byproducts, dirt from the air, and oil breakdown residue. A clogged filter can trap new contaminants, making your fresh oil dirty much faster. Even worse, an old filter might release previously trapped junk back into your clean oil. Some riders try to save money by using cheap, universally fit filters instead of the ones made specifically for their bike. These budget filters often have lower quality filtering materials, poor bypass valves, bad sealing, and inconsistent quality. The small price difference between good and cheap filters becomes meaningless when compared to potential engine damage. Always replace your oil filter with every oil change, using high-quality filters designed specifically for your motorcycle model. Number 7. Incorrectly disposing of used oil. While this doesn't directly harm your engine, improperly disposing of used oil causes significant environmental damage and could result in hefty fines. A single quart of oil can pollute thousands of gallons of groundwater. Used motorcycle oil contains heavy metals from engine wear, combustion byproducts including cancer-causing compounds, fuel contaminants, and additive compounds that can be toxic to aquatic life. Most auto parts stores, recycling centers, and service stations accept used oil for proper recycling at no charge. Collect your used oil in clean, sealed containers and dispose of it responsibly. Besides the environmental impact, disposing of oil is required by law in most places, with violations potentially resulting in significant penalties. Number 8. Making mistakes while draining hot oil. When and how you drain your old oil affects your engine's lifespan. Draining cold oil means many contaminants remain settled in the oil pan and aren't removed. However, trying to drain extremely hot oil right after riding creates different risks, including burns to yourself, damage to the oil pan threads if the drain plug is removed while hot, and incomplete draining if the bike cools during the process. The best approach is to warm the engine to a normal operating temperature through a short ride. Then shut off the engine and wait about 5 to 10 minutes. This allows the oil to remain warm enough to flow freely while cooling enough to reduce burn risks. It also keeps contaminants suspended in the oil rather than settling, ensuring more complete removal. Number 9. Cross-threading or over-tightening drain plugs. The oil drain plug seems simple, but it's critically important. Many riders damage it through improper handling. Cross-threading happens when the plug isn't aligned correctly when you start screwing it in, causing damage to both the plug and the oil pan threads. Over-tightening is equally problematic. Too much force can strip the threads in the softer aluminium oil pan, deform the sealing washer, reducing its effectiveness, crack the oil pan in extreme cases, and make future oil changes difficult without repairs. A stripped oil pan thread often requires expensive repairs, including retapping the hole, installing thread inserts, or even replacing the entire oil pan. Always start threading the drain plug by hand, making sure it turns smoothly before using any tools. Use a torque wrench to tighten to the specifications in your manual, typically between 15 to 25 feet per pound depending on your motorcycle model. Replace the crush washer or sealing gasket with each oil change to ensure proper sealing. Number 10. Not warming up properly after oil changes. After an oil change, many riders immediately go for long, high-speed rides. This doesn't allow the fresh oil to properly circulate and coat all the engine components. The first few minutes after an oil change can be critical. During this time, the oil pump is refilling passages. Protective oil films are being established on bearing surfaces. Air pockets are being pushed out of the system, and the oil filter is being primed. After an oil change, you should start the engine and let it idle for 30 to 60 seconds. Check carefully for any leaks around the filter or the drain plug. Take a gentle 5 to 10 minute ride at moderate speeds without hard acceleration, and recheck for leaks after this initial break-in period. This approach ensures proper oil circulation and protection before subjecting the engine to more demanding conditions. Number 11. Using the wrong tools for oil changes. Using the right tools for oil changes makes the job easier and reduces the risk of damage. Common tool-related mistakes include using adjustable wrenches and drain plugs which can round off the corners, trying to move oil filters without proper filter wrenches, using impact tools on drain plugs, and not having proper oil funnels that fit motorcycle fill ports. Investing in quality tools prevents damage and simplifies maintenance. A torque wrench ensures proper tightening of the drain plug. Motorcycle-specific oil filter wrenches prevent filter damage, and proper funnels reduce spills and ensure all oil reaches the engine. For riders who do their own regular maintenance, these specialized tools quickly pay for themselves by preventing costly errors. Number 12. Missing signs of oil problems. Oil doesn't just fail by becoming dirty. It goes through chemical breakdown that reduces its protective properties. Many riders rely on color to determine oil condition, which can be misleading. Better indicators of oil degradation include thin, watery consistency compared to fresh oil, burnt smell or unusual odors, visible metal particles or gritty texture, foaming or bubbles when the dipstick is removed, and milky appearance indicating water or coolant contamination. Any of these signs means you should change your oil immediately regardless of mileage since the last service. Continuing to ride with bad oil can cause rapid engine wear. Modern synthetic oils may still look relatively clean even when their protective additives have been depleted, making regular changes according to manufacturer specifications crucial regardless of appearance. Number 13. Mixing different oil types and brands. While sometimes necessary in emergencies, routinely mixing different oil types or brands can create compatibility issues. Different manufacturers use different additive packages that may interact in unpredictable ways. Mixing synthetic and conventional oils typically won't cause immediate damage but can reduce the benefits of the higher quality oil. More problematic is mixing oils with different additives, which can potentially cause solid particles to form in the oil, reduce the effectiveness of important additives, create unexpected thickness characteristics, and introduce incompatible chemical compounds. When changing oil types or brands, consider changing the oil again sooner than usual, or perform a flush procedure to remove as much of the previous oil as possible. For best results, establish a consistent oil change routine using the same high-quality oil that meets your manufacturer's specifications. Number 14. Ignoring related systems during oil changes. Oil changes are a perfect opportunity to check related systems that affect oil health and engine performance. Many riders only focus on the oil itself, missing important maintenance points. The oil filter is important because a clogged air filter allows dirt into the engine, making oil dirty faster. The cooling system matters because overheating causes rapid oil breakdown. The fuel system is connected because poor combustion leads to fuel getting in the oil. And breather systems are critical because clogged breathers increase pressure inside the engine and contaminate the oil. Each oil change should include at least a quick look at these related systems, with maintenance performed as needed. Problems in one area often cause problems in others, so checking everything is important. And with that, we've come to the end of today's video. If you love this and would like to learn more about different kinds of bikes and how best to make use of them, do subscribe. Thank you, and see you next time.